Hi everyone, I hope we're all doing amazing. Today I'm coming at you with a brand new video, and this one is going to be about how to be the best version of yourself. I'm going to give you 3 steps on speeding the process up, because as we all know, there's not just one pinnacle of being the best version of yourself. Just like in Michelle Obama's Becoming book that I'm currently reading right now, she mentions that she is always constantly becoming. It's not like she became the first lady and it's like, damn, that's it, she's the best version of herself. No, you constantly grow. That is one of the best parts of life. That's what you want to do. I mean, if you are the same person that you were 6 months ago, I would really be worried. I'm going to be giving you the 3 tips on how you can speed that process up. Let's go. So tip number 1 is practice self-love. Oh my god, are you freaking serious? You literally say this every single time, Rita. Can you just give it a rest for once, please? Okay, yes, okay. I know that every time I do a weight loss video or a self-development video, I always say self-love is the most important factor, but I'm sorry guys, it is. It just really is. Guys, it's not just about face masks and facials and pedicures, and although those things are so amazing and so much fun on a Sunday night, there is so much more that goes into it. The most important thing is inner self-work. You have to fully embody self-love within yourself and see yourself as the inner child version of you. You have to have this undeniable love for yourself. And how do you do that? That is a very good question. I have a theme every year. This year is work hard. In 2018, it was invest in yourself, and that was a really great year for me. I got my Invisaligns done. I went full on blonde. I started losing a bunch of weight. My skin cleared up. I was so confused with skincare, guys. Like, I was 23 years old and I was like, the only thing that I did was put moisturizer on, and it seems to be working well for me, but I was like, no, like, I needed to research retinol, whatever. Whatever it is, try to match how you feel on the inside or how you want to feel on the inside. Go on the outside first. So that will become a placebo effect. I feel alive. I feel on top of the world. I feel completely myself when I'm a full-on blonde. Or, you know, when I cut my hair, I was like, I don't feel like myself. So you want to do the things that not society tells you to do. And sometimes it's hard to gauge that. Sometimes it's really hard to be like, okay, well, society and this really cute boy like thinks that this looks good. When I sat with myself without any distractions, I was like, okay, like, listen to your actual self without opinions from all over the place. When you can fully settle into yourself and be like, okay, what does Rita Kaminski actually want? When you sit down with yourself and talk to you about that, not only about your outer appearance, but your like inner feelings, that's when things start like coming in all together. You need to understand that it is like a day-to-day process. Like, you may meditate first, or you may go into the direction of starting to go to the gym. These simple acts of self-love will shape you in a couple of weeks time, in a couple of months time, in a couple of years time. It doesn't matter, because you know you're with yourself for your entire life, so why should you rush? Imagine you were brought up in a specific way, and there seems to be a pattern where, you know, people were brought up selflessly, thinking about other people. Whatever the case may be, you've been living a specific set of ways, and now that you have the information of how to employ self-love, you need to, you know, build that up as you go. It's not just gonna come tomorrow. You're not going to let negative people treat you a certain way. You're gonna be like, my presence and my mental health is important. It's actually my first priority. So if someone doesn't respect that, then when you love yourself, you totally don't even have a single second of it. I definitely am still practicing all of this, by the way, guys, like, but I know that self-love is definitely one of the most important things to being the best version of yourself. Tip number 2. Okay, so this is something that I kind of just mentioned, your inner child. If you can remember a specific moment in your childhood, and if you can't, that's totally okay, but remember a memory where you truly could remember it. You could remember your thoughts, you could remember your feelings, you could remember what was going on, who you were with, what was happening in your purest form. And if you can't, I suggest doing an inner child meditation. You start acting more out of kindness, you start acting more as like your highest self, which is essentially the best version of you. Every time you think, act, or speak, just ask yourself, what would my highest self think? What would my highest self speak? What would my highest self act like. When I personally remember my memories and my ways of thinking as a child, I can kind of start to relate, or some sort of essence from that, I could kind of start relating more into kindness and purity and compassion for other people and myself. Okay, so tip number 3 is act out of love and not fear. And Gabrielle Bernstein always talks about this. One of my favorite books, actually, The Universe Has Your Back. It is just riddled with this point, act out of love and not fear. I honestly think that the meaning of life, like, not to get too deep here, but it's love, and it's not like romantic love, but it's just acting out of love for everything. Acting out of love in your creative endeavors. Acting out of love, for example, what does that mean? Acting out of love with your creative endeavors. Why I want to be a videographer or a YouTuber or go into film. It's because I am acting out of love for the purpose of giving a different perspective to audiences that they have never seen before, and inspire them to change their perspective and in turn their ways of acting and being in this world, therefore making the world a better place. It's a very simple statement of what my purpose is, essentially. So that's me acting out of love and out of purpose. Like, out of fear would be like, oh, like, I'm making this video because it gets the most views, or it's the most trendiest, or I don't want to make this because people are gonna laugh at me. It doesn't have to necessarily be about creativity. It can be about love. It can be about family. It can be, you know, love for the universe or for the world, like traveling, right? Like, I want to travel because fear-based, because I want to post on Instagram to flex to Jeremy, who just broke up with me and told me that I wouldn't go anywhere, and I want to do it out of spite to flex on him. Traveling out of love is like, you love the world, you want to see the world, you want to explore, you want to expand, all of that kind of stuff. So one of the quotes, she says, when you make this type of commitment to the universe, it's important to be aware of any sneaky fear-based story that can hook you back in. This is the story that pain has purpose. We live in a world that supports drama, terror, separation, and hardship. We've been guided to believe this: without pain, we have not accomplished or achieved anything. I'm here to bust that myth now. Pain does not equal purpose. Your purpose is to be joyful. Your purpose is to live with ease. Your purpose is to surrender and to love the universe so you can live a happy life. Accept the purpose of love and your life will radically change. You know, when you act out of love, things become better and you become your highest self. Like, there's an example in the book where Gab and her husband get stuck in an elevator. You know, he's freaking out and she has a choice between acting out of love and acting out of fear, and she chose love. So instead of freaking out, being in this elevator and being like, oh my god, like, we don't know when the person is gonna come because in New York things are crazy, and like the lift repairing man, read the book, I'm sure she explains it much better than me. The repairer guy comes in, we don't know when he's gonna come, and like, oh my god, we're like claustrophobic. She decided to act out of love instead of fear, and instead of choosing all of those fear-based what ifs and when is he gonna come and all of that, accept what is happening in the moment and tend to her husband's needs to cheer him up. So, you know, she started tickling him, she started like making jokes and, you know, making fun of him, and just started like a conversation. Before they knew it, they were having so much fun that the repair guy came. You know, everything came by so much faster and got there so much faster. So you need to employ this with every aspect of your life, and that's how you're going to be living in love and ultimately becoming the best version of yourself. I really hope that this video provided you some insight or some value. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out a lot. It spreads the message in a wider variety of ways, and please make sure to subscribe because I talk a lot about self-development, weight loss, and how to be the highest version of yourself possible. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.